Okay, we're going to ask a question that will get you a whole lot of experience points. And sir, you cannot answer it. Neither can any of you.
Hey.
And I'm pointing to you, Gold.
I was about to say, she's not working.
What's the dumbest transformer? The dumbest one. And I'm not talking intelligence-wise. I'm just talking.
Yeah, this keeps in with the robots in disguise.
Just intelligence or the mode?
No, like the
it's just
the mode.
stupid.
It's the dumb.
I know the answer. I
Yeah,
the
it's-
answer the opposite. I'm not gonna tell you.
The dumbest mode. You're just like, you're an idiot.
I'll take a guess.
Okay.
Optimus Prime.
You said the Beast Wars.
No, I'm not counting.
That was G1 Transformers.
This is G1.
My
You are not Beast Wars.
bad. My bad. I'm sorry. My bad.
Someone over
I
here.
misunderstood the question. My bad.
Despite my fandom, I gotta say Soundwave, he turns into
No.
I'm gonna say Megatron.
No.
He turned into a ghost.
Receptor?
No.
Dinobots.
No.
He was a freaking microscope.
Specifically, Grandma.
No.
Nobody's gonna know this. He's not that big.
Wait, no.
Oh, wait, someone just got inspiration.
Wheelie?
No.
Blaster?
No.
Skytrain?
You're not acknowledging Beast Wars at all?
No.
His character wasn't in Beast
No,
Wars.
we do not talk about Beast Wars in our panel.
His character was so stupid.
I like Beast Wars.
So was wrong.
May I argue against
I did. Apparently.
Alright. They can argue it, but it's stupid and it's the same point. Alright, we'll just tell you, I'll figure out another question to give out. It's Cosmos. Cosmos was flying over Area 51. Now keep in mind, Transformers are aliens. Flying over Area 51, sees a spaceship and transforms into a spaceship. You're an alien. So you transform into an alien ship. You're not in disguise, dummy.
spaceships are cool.
Yeah, but on Earth, bad idea. He's an idiot.
Alright.
Okay, so Transformers G1 ran for. I'm not using a microphone because I don't want to hold the damn thing. G1 ran for 90 episodes, so it went from 1984 to 1987. You had the 1987. You had the movie in 1985. Before the movie, you had something called Scramble City. Now, Scramble City was never something that came to America. It was this little 45-minute thing they put out in Japan to basically introduce you to a crap load of new Transformers and new toys before the movie came out.
There was at least 6 different combiners, and if you don't know what a combiner is, it's a transformer that's made by 5 other Transformers. This 45-minute little animated show had like tons of battles between different combiners. It was, you couldn't tell who was who, fighting what is what. One city turned into a Transformer, and you're like,
This is the opening for Scramble City. Pretty much anything here was almost all brand new stuff. They used the same exact opening.
Yeah, basically, if you've seen the film with Unicron, this was supposed to. There was a lot of Transformers in. You're like, who's that? Where'd that guy come from? This was actually where they came from.
But so
It was one episode, and like.
so past the. We'll go ahead and stop this so we don't even watch that.
Yeah.
Past that, you had what happened? You had the movie, and then you had the rebirth of Optimus Prime, and then does anybody know what happened after that, as far as the American cartoons go? Rebirth trilogy, and then which led to.
Well, actually, no.
Well,
other than the
how did the American series leave it at the very end?
just with the Galvatron and Zarok all distance, and they never really. That was it. They just didn't really do.
It was basically the golden age of Cybertron. Everybody lives happily ever after. But they pretty much decided in Japan, no, we don't want to do that. We want to make more toys, we want to make more money, we want to make more cartoons.
They pulled the Superman Returns and just erased.
Pretty much, because it's huge in Japan. So they decided, okay, that ending never happened, and we're going to just go on and keep making more series. So after that, they made something called Headmasters. Now the Transformers Headmasters, pretty much, like I said, it erased the entire last 5 episodes of the series, and was pretty much the closest to G1 they were going to get. Optimus Prime came back for like 1 episode, but it's pretty much just Rodimus Prime and the Decepticons fighting some more. And then they introduced the Headmasters. Headmasters. Anybody know what the Headmasters were? Go ahead.
They were these smaller robots from a different, well, the Headmaster storyline. It was these other smaller group of Transformers who fled Cybertron during the Great Wars to another planet, and they built these, what do they call it? A battle detector, they made these giant exoskeletons that would transform to a vehicle or any other means, and they would turn into the head to become a larger robot.
Right.
Headmaster.
So that's where the Headmasters thing came from. And here is the opening for Headmasters, so you get an idea what that was.
Does anyone remember the Battle Beast? The old toy and was pretty much different. They were originated from the series. There's a separate toy line that came out in America as well.
Headmasters there.
The ending where they imitate the transformations. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Now that one, they're still fighting Galvatron. They're still fighting, it's pretty much the same type of storylines, except for they introduced the Headmasters as a new gimmick. Like she was saying, does anybody remember the Battle Beast toys that came out in America, like back in the late 80s? Where you rub the little symbol on them and it shows
Wood, water,
fire, air. You remember?
Little animals in their little neck outfits.
Yeah, those were pretty much just repainted, remodeled Headmaster toys from Japan that came over here. We've just franchised them differently.
Yeah, pretty much.
When you rubbed them in Japan, they said Autobot or Decepticon. So that's just, it's just Transformers have such an odd history of that kind of thing. Japanese toy, American cartoon. Then
Japanese cartoon.
turned back into a Japanese cartoon where they still make the toys in America.
Yeah, we got pretty much the toys for all this. We just didn't get the shows.
Yeah, because kids will still buy crazy robot toys, but they won't watch the shows anymore.
So next is.
So next after that ran for 42 episodes in Japan. So long run.
Headmasters for 35.
Or 35. Next one is Super Guy Master Force runs for 42
Should I
episodes.
do that for 10 minutes?
Yeah, you can do it if you want.
Alright.
Now, does anybody know what the gimmick for Master Force was? The big new thing they introduced. Besides him. Anybody know? I'll give it to him if nobody else knows. All right, go ahead.
I'm the only person.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Let's do.
Well, I feel like I'm hogging
in
everything.
general, so this is a learning experience.
It's okay. If you don't know, then you're finding out a bunch of cool.
That just means you win all the prizes. That's what that means.
Anyway,
was this series? I don't know the answer, but was this series intended to what demographic?
In Japan, it was still basically made towards kids. It was always marketed towards kids. You had your fair share, just like here, of adults that are.
Well, it's okay to grow out of it, right?
It's okay,
We're in this panel.
But so go ahead.
Like Headmasters, and then you had something in the same series. You had Target Masters, which were just guns that touched the robot.
Right.
You had these things in America. It was called, even though the cartoon ended, they were called Power Masters. But I think in Master Force they called them Brain Masters. No, not Brain Master. No, it was something.
You're getting a little ahead of it, but
Yeah.
A little
there's
ahead.
this
Sorry.
one
Yeah,
specific thing
it was
they
the
had.
same thing, except they actually had like. Okay, I remember how Tom said. You have a human.
Well, you don't have to do that. You
I'm
have to do
going
that.
to
Okay,
explain
you have a human.
Just say what they are.
Oh,
what they're
what's their
called.
name?
I'm sorry. Okay.
What are they called?
They were humans that turned into engines and combined with.
They were the pretenders.
Or they were.
You're going too advanced. I just want to be
I'm
pretenders.
actually doing the game. I'm going to do this thing.
Okay, so the Pretenders were basically, they decided to go bug nuts insane with how many transformations they had. So if you have,
Okay, well,
I know they have. You typically have the typical humans that are in everything, and you also have your giant robots that go with them. But the basic core of the Master Force was, along with your headmasters that were still in the series, you had the Pretenders. Now the Pretenders started off as a human, just like your normal spikes and stuff like that. Then you had, then they decided they were going to transform into a human with armor.
okay, so I'm a human. Push my button. I am human. Awesome armor.
Yeah, shiny new pretty armor. Then after that they decided, this,
Oh, no.
just like Power Ranger style. There's more of a threat.
It's
I
now
gotta go
50
bigger.
feet tall. I need to be 50 feet tall.
So now it's
50
giant
feet tall.
human with armor. So now you have a 50-foot tall giant human with armor who decides, it still isn't enough. Now I'm going to turn into a robot.
That's 50 feet tall.
That's 50 feet tall. And then the robot then transforms into a vehicle. So you have 6 steps of transformation.
Human.
Human with armor, giant human with armor.
No. Human. Human with armor.
Giant human with armor.
Giant human with armor. Giant
50 foot tall
robot.
robot, vehicle.
And sometimes in the episodes, they'll jump from 1 to 5 really quick. They're like, forget turning me into armor, but I'll just
They
go
don't
right
always
to
do the whole
robot.
step. But that was that, and then you can see how that works, kind of, in the opening for Master.
He looks fake to me.
Pretenders were the robots that look like the humans, and then they turned into acting robots who did.
And you've actually seen a Pretender. If you saw the second Transformers film, the chick who was hitting on Shia LaBeouf,
That was a
that was a
Pretender.
Pretender.
I know that, but
I just thought it was a retarded android.
She was hitting on him. Of course she's
I just thought it was, freaking Michael Bay.
Because all Transformers need children as friends. On to the next.
That's all I know. Jason robot. Tentacles. That's not Optimus Prime.
Yeah, that's the same model of Optimus Prime, because he still had to have a big red truck to keep the franchise going. But in Master Force, he was called Super God Jinrod.
And it was about 10 episodes in, so you better wait.
Yeah, they kept showing him in the teasers, but he didn't show up until about 10 or 11 episodes.
He's not the leader of the landings.
Now you had 2 kids that were the friends of the Transformers, and then they found a third one a little way into the series. Does anybody take a wild guess, just a wild guess, where they found the kid?
In a junkyard.
No.
Almost.
Basically, the first kid is like the son of a scientist. The girl, friend of that kid. Okay, so we can see why we give them big, fancy robots. What kind of kid would you love to give a state-of-the-art, amazing robot to?
kid in the project.
The bad guy.
Tarzan.
No, Tarzan's correct. The kid was swinging on a rope in some jungle island. They're like, hey, he's good. Give him a robot.
Yeah, basically a mini Tarzan kid. There's like, hey, we're going to give you a super ultimate weapon that you can go kill things with. Good idea, huh? Yeah, sure.
When he gets to the island, they
Yeah, because there's a whole episode running
Yeah,
on.
it's basically, there's basically a Decepticon threat on the island. They go to the island and discover the kid, and then the kid
They're like, hey, come back.
decides, they find that the kid is, this orphan kid and can pilot a robot, and they decide, hey, come back with us, we'll give you a robot.
That sounds like a Michael Bay puzzle.
We'll get into it.
I'm sorry. I'm bitter tonight.
Well, I've been talking for 2, so.
Give me victory, man. That one's a Bay former. That one's easy.
We're not too big farmers yet.
Alright, I know. Alright, the next one was Transformers Victory, which is in 1989 and was 37 episodes. This time, Optimus Prime was not in it. He was not the leader.
At
It
all.
was.
There was no big red truck at all.
They were like, goodbye, Red Top. We don't need it. We have Star Saber. We're going to show you the opening. Star Saber.
It's a talking lion.
That's my costume.
Best closing credits, no way. I'm not being sarcastic.
I know. I wonder if any closing was amazing.
That's Star Saber.
Big Gundam looking guy. Here's the best one.
I'm just waiting for Sailor Moon to come by.
I'm so happy.
There's the Brain Masters.
Yeah, I did get you.
Yeah, Brain Masters were pretty much just like Headmasters, but pretty much they were Transformers that went into a bigger suit of armor, and it was like a big power suit, Transformer and power suit that made bigger robots.
What were the Power Masters called?
I think it was Godmaster.
They were the Godmasters.
Power Masters and Channel God Masters. Do we have the
Yeah, there's the closing credits. Are these? No, yeah, these are the little.
Tell me. Oh, the closing's amazing. The Power Line of Transformers. When I think Transformers, I think of Power Lines. Yeah, and Chibi.
If that's not a drunken fest, I don't know what it is.
Just look at the lyrics. Read those lyrics.
Japanese can get away with putting some I in and then closing credits.
There is going to be other stuff food if you ever cheated. If you ever...
He wet his bed and gets scolded.
No, he did not. Yes.
This needs a robot code. This looks smooth.
Alright, that's
That's enough of that.
That's enough of that.
And we also had Transformers Zone, which was one episode, because it was so good they could only make one episode.
Seriously?
It was horrible.
And it was bad. It was just.
No, it was so bad.
You know, there's a fan dubbed version on YouTube that you can go watch. It's the
What was
only,
that first line that we heard like 300 times?
The war between Cybertron. Yeah, it's. There's no. If you can find you might be able to find a raw copy of it. There's nobody
You don't
bothered
wanna
to
watch
fan
it.
sub it. Nobody even bothered to do anything
They're on
with it.
YouTube.
There's only one episode, and there's a really bad fan dub that you honestly cannot tell what the hell
YouTube.
is going on in the
So bad.
episode.
Because they like sum up
Yeah, it's
the
like-
entire like saga. And like
And Beast Wars, blah, 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 blah.
So next you have you're back to series that actually made it over to America. We're skipping over all the Beast Wars stuff.
Yeah.
You had Beast Wars, Beast Wars 2, Beast Wars Neo, and then Beast Machines.
I want to hear about Beast.
Beast
It
Wars
sucks.
Awesome.
Beast Wars is amazing.
Beast Wars to a series that sucked.
So we watched Beast Wars, we watched what was it, Beast Wars 2, Beast Machines?
We went through, yeah. I mean, we've seen Beast Wars, we've seen
Beast Wars with the mainframe, with the procedures. That's pretty cool.
Beast Wars
No,
was
it's
awesome.
He has a Lyle convoy.
No, he collects every version of Optimus Prime regardless of...
it doesn't matter if it's
and he actually said that his
the
statement
Lion
is...
Convoy's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool looking toy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're toys. And
It doesn't take away from the fact that they're,
Not
hiding his...
Still contradicts the whole.
really, I own toys and stuff I hate, but it's like, the toy's cool.
Yeah.
If the toy's cool, I mean, it's like, yeah,
Characters,
the
because that's how
toy
it is
is
with
cool.
Nightmare Before Christmas for
This
everyone.
is all, it's all about toys.
I
But
like
the show still things. You can like Beast Wars all you want.
No, I
It
said
still
George,
sucks.
right track. Come on, it's right
Toy
track.
Story in Tom's house and all the Optimus.
Freaking dual Maxwell.
Dude, I've seen all the Optimus Primes. You
No, but all of them come to life, and what would they do?
Is this what you dream about?
Lion Pride. Lion Pride. That's the first thing.
And actually, one thing we haven't brought up is that in Japan, Optimus Prime is not Optimus Prime, he is Convoy.
Yeah, he's called Convoy. So that's what we were talking about, Lion Convoy. It's basically an Optimus Prime. He's all white and he's got a big giant lion head on his shoulder, which is really badass. Not denying that the designs themselves were cool. Not denying that some of the writing might have been okay in the plot lines, even though it sometimes went in like way out here where they're like.
The Penguin one kills me.
Yeah,
Penguin Transformer.
It's still violates the core of what Transformers is supposed to be.
Did the penguins dance and sing?
I think it did dance.
At one point it
Yeah, I
does,
think
yes.
it was
Yes.
dancing.
After that, we get out of the Dark Ages and they start bringing Transformers back to America.
Back into the Renaissance.
They decide that maybe the kids are ready for the Transformers again, and we have the Sailor Moon of Transformers. Anybody ever watch the Transformers Robots in Disguise series?
Yes.
Also known as car robots.
It's awesome.
That one was actually good.
It was the Sailor Moon of Transformers.
That's why I like it.
It was.
I like it. The only thing that sucks is that they never have DVD. So.
Optimus Prime was a fire truck.
Entitled to like some of this ever.
And this was the one where before every single attack, they would announce their attack.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon would be like, what's the
The Super Friends.
Venus Love Me Chain.
Venus Love Me Chain. You know, Optimus Prime not doing that. Thank goodness.
It would be Super Hose Blasto, and then you fuck
Yeah.
it.
It's like, we're letting you know what we're hitting you with.
Yeah, so it was.
Hey, Power Rangers were big at that day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was right when Power Rangers and the Sentai shows were at their really big point, and so they decided, hey, we're going to bring out car robots. Yeah, this was Robots in Disguise.
Oh, we got some people going on.
We're not denying the CG animation.
No, a majority of for that toy line though, they used a lot of Beast Wars visuals.
Yeah,
And
no,
it contradicts that. It's so much fun.
Yeah, the toys.
Which Beast Wars was it that Optimus didn't even look like Optimus?
It was also
The Beast Machines?
Yes. Oh, Beast Machine was hot.
They didn't even transform. They morphed.
They glowed. They had freaking little.
You like sparkling vampires, don't you?
No, I don't.
These machines are technically organic.
Wait, who just made the vampire? Who?
You didn't write.
There's Megatron.
They lit up. I was easily amused. And they had freaking voice actors. That's all they get to me.
Voice actors.
So,
Galvatron was
I love you, Lou.
That's when they started the Galvatron Megatron repaints.
so after Robots in Disguise ran in, it ran a little bit longer in Japan than it did here. Then you got it. Then they kept cranking out series here. You had the Transformers, Armada, Cybertron, or Energon, Armada, and Cybertron. Yeah. Armada, Energon, and Cybertron, which was Super Link, Micro Legends, Super Link, and Galaxy Force in Japan.
Transformers Armada.
That's when they introduced the Pokemon Transformers.
So when you attach, that was cool.
It
was a good series. It was nostalgic. Back to that original concept.
It was interesting gimmick. It was, to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't actually watched all of that's what they call the Unicron trilogy, those 3 series. I haven't, but it's not. It's was the best one they had come out with in a while.
And it was the first time. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
We actually got that was around the time 20th anniversary of Transformers around, and we got the actual Unicron.
Yeah,
the
actual
Unicron,
huge Unicron toy.
Yes,
I
I
read
actually
it.
got the best toy award in Toy Fair magazine, I think, of that year, because it was that awesome.
And after that trilogy, we have Transformers Animated, which came out in 2007. I have a question. You just watched all those openings. Was Transformers not animated before? Question.
There's your imagination.
You didn't believe it.
It's Transformers better animated.
Better animated. Now, it was pretty good. I mean, I watched a couple episodes myself. I liked it. But
I didn't like it.
The main thing is that it did acknowledge G1. In the first episode, one of the Transformers is watching the historical records, which was actually G1, the actual G1 cartoon. In the Soundwave episode, after it gets destroyed, a little module of him remains. It looks exactly like the tape deck that he was in G1. Now, the problem with the series is they took out one major point. Optimus Prime is the leader. We always accepted that. He is the leader. Now, in this show, wasn't the leader. They were just a bunch of ragtag group, and eventually he became the leader by the later portions of the series. No, Optimus Prime is the leader. That's it. If he's not in the show, then obviously he's not the leader. But just changing that just took away one of the major things of Transformers is Optimus Prime's leader. Accept it. But it was pretty good. I mean, some people don't like it, but it did do a lot for the G1 fans. So.
Prime's not the leader. It sucks.
Yes, Joey Snackpants.
They also like put in there like a little like you know how they did like the whole like reminiscent of G1.
Yeah, they had one like even Spike was in there buying a hot.
They were buying the hot.
Yeah.
There was the one thing that I liked in the entire series was they got Weird Al Yankovic to do the voice of Redgar.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Which is awesome, and because it was in the movie he did a song on the soundtrack, and Redgar was in the movie, and it was just a nice little homage.
And he also showed it at his concert.
And they showed that clip at the Weird Al concert, which was pretty cool.
And Transformers Prime, the new show that's going to be airing in 2010, we don't know crap about.
Yeah, they released a little tiny clip of it at Comic-Con. It's based on a kind of a meld between the new Transformers Cybertron video game that just came out and the Michael Bay designs.
Michael, that'll be fun.
It's CG, but it's not horrible CG. That was just a test that they showed. It didn't look like too bad.
What is this called?
It's called Transformers Prime. It's going to be on Hasbro's. The first thing that they show are the big flagship show for Hasbro's new network when it launches later this fall.
Wait, Hasbro's actually getting its own network?
Yep, it's called The Hub. Hasbro's getting its own network.
Probably there's so many jokes in the internet.
What else are they going to show besides Transformers?
I have no idea.
That's it. Transformers.
Oh,
They'll probably
Hasbro.
just do,
I mean, I imagine they'll put some form of G.I. Joe on there too.
Yeah, they're doing a new G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. Joe's
As long as it's nothing like that horrible movie.
Okay, so
Alright.
let's go ahead and talk to what probably most of you are waiting to.
Well, actually, there's one thing Princess Aurora asked about. It's the plots of...
Jeez. I know next to nothing about
Okay.
the show other than their awesome characters.
You want to take this, or do this?
Okay. Have you ever seen any of the Transformers at all, movies or the cartoons at all?
The Carter Robots one, I have to confess, that one looks familiar. I think I saw a couple of episodes of that when I was a kid.
Okay. Did you see any of the movies or anything like that? The new movie,
The new movies?
like the live action movies?
Totally. I went to a premiere for the first Transformers.
Okay, so you know the basic idea.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the cartoon has 3 plots pretty much for every single episode.
There are only 3
There are
plots.
only 3 plots.
There are only really 2.
3!
1 and 2 are 2 the same.
They're different
We're
enough
the
to count as
post.
different plots.
It's 3.
All right. Number 1, the Decepticons have found a new source of energon, and the Autobots have to stop them. Number 2, the Autobots have found a new way to manufacture energon, and the Autobots have to stop them.
What is the
Number
difference?
3!
One they
Making
find,
and
one they make.
finding. You can make gold like alchemy, or you can dig it up. Two
Yeah,
different
they're
ways.
different. It's like making a cupcake and finding one in a basket.
Here's that basket. A cupcake.
I have cupcake baskets randomly at my house. You don't?
You're gonna go find one.
Thank you, Ranger Smith.
And the third one is we have a new toy coming out.
Origin story.
We need to make an origin story for that new toy so you can go out and buy it.
Yay.
3 plots. Repeat.
But basically, it's the overall plot is the Autobots and the Decepticons are fighting on a planet called Cybertron. The war gets too big for Cybertron, and pretty much they end up through a bunch of different ways depending on which series you're watching. They end up on Earth, and then they keep fighting. They're trying to find a way to get more energon. The Decepticons are trying
It's
to
all
find
about energy.
The Decepticons are trying to find more energon to beat the Autobots and get back and take over Cybertron and rule the world. The Autobots are trying to stop them and live peacefully with humans.
That's.
I got spirit fingers for that. I don't know.
Live peacefully with what?
Humans.
Okay.
Humans.
Oh.
Now this also plays into Bayformers, which is what we call Michael Bay films. And just to point out, the first Transformers movie is number 3, origin story. Everything's got to start. The second film, as much as y'all want to say, oh, that movie had no plot, it had nothing, it was the plot line number 1. They found a new source of energon. The Autobots had to stop them.
Big thing in the pyramid.
Yeah, that thing.
The pyramid, there we go. The laser in the pyramid was going to incinerate the sun and create energon.
New source. And
so let's take a quick survey. Who actually liked Bayformers? Just overall the movies. Who liked the
first one? Only first one.
Only the first one.
He actually does.
All right. Who liked the second one? Who liked both?
I liked how Prime kicked ass in the second one. That's what I liked.
How many of you disliked the second one? Okay.
There's some parts that are corny, but
Why? I'm going to ask. Why did you hate it, Naruto? I'm sorry. Person from Naruto.
Well, basically, it has too many dirty jokes in it, and also there were 3 characters that practically ruined the movie for me: Mudflap, Skids, and Mickey.
But
pretty much the same problem that everybody has with the film.
Yeah,
For a second.
Basically, it was too much. It was just too silly, too crazy, too.
Also, they have more screen time than the other Transformers.
All right, but the point. Or you? Why did you hate the second one?
The whole pretender Decepticon.
You have a problem with the hot woman?
It was stupid. I mean, they're gonna have that.
Basically, it was a lot of silly, weird things that just shouldn't have been there.
That little doctor Decepticon was stupid.
A lot of silly,
the little
stupid
RC
stuff.
truck Decepticon was stupid.
Okay.
He was a bitch.
You think basically the movie should have been more serious, more hardcore, and
yeah,
more G1.
Too many.
More G1. All
Decepticons.
right, guys, we're going to show you a scene from G1
Yeah.
to show you how serious it was.
Oh no. Anything but this scene.
Oh, this is awesome.
I can't. Basically, all you need to know is they're fighting.
With sound.
In a disco. They're in a disco.
Yeah. Because the Decepticons took over the disco.
Yeah, because, that's serious, right?
Seriously.
So, Soundwave's pretty much kicking the crap out of Blaster, and Blaster decides he needs more power.
You go, Soundwave.
So he puts speakers on his hand.
Look at that, serious.
Yeah, you wish this was in Bayformers. Yeah, this is Transformers.
It still was a cool way to beat Soundwave. I get that. I like Blaster.
It's silly though.
So that's serious.
Yeah, that's seriousness. And actually, in the first episode, the Transformers actually surf. That's how they escape. They surf.
It's like surf ninjas.
Yes, like surf ninjas, surf robots. The problem is a lot of people have not watched G1 in a very long time and remember it as a child. As a child, you think that's awesome, that's cool. You don't. As an adult, it's kind of silly. Not saying it's not fun, but it's silly. Yes.
No, my reason is I never felt that Michael Bacon direct action. It's hard to follow who's fighting who at times. It's not very sharp focus.
Well, that's more of an overall Michael Bacon play.
Yeah, that's a Michael Bacon play.
I get your point.
They better make the name of the girl.
Okay, yes?
Well, Michaela Barnes, Megan Fox pissed off Michael Bay, so she's not getting back in the third
Thanks.
one.
Yeah.
By the way, half my problem with the third one, and the other half of that problem was his roommate.
Yeah, I did wish
Two
he
of
would
them
die.
just added
They
nothing to
did.
the story but laugh. Well, cheap laughs.
Why haven't they brought in Chip?
They did confirm that the replacement girl in the third one is going to be, what's her name?
Michaela Barnes.
The girl from the cartoon?
The girl, Spike's girlfriend in the cartoon.
Carly.
Carly, thank you. I blanked on the name.
And if anyone see the pictures, Optimus is going to have his trailer. And it looks awesome. And those complaints about Mudflap and Skids, rumor is they're going to be cut out. They're not.
Okay, you liked the movie.
The second one was a letdown to the first one, in my opinion. I had one thing I did like about it, and I like Soundwave. I like what they did with Soundwave.
There's one thing, since you just...
And I really had to roll my eyes at Devastator.
There is still one thing I did, since you just mentioned that Optimus will have his turn in the third Bayformers movie.
What are they going to do with that trailer?
Yes, we'll just...
I look forward to finding out.
It doesn't matter. Michael Bay can make things disappear.
That's where Skids and Mudflap are going to go find it.
The movies.
The trailer's gonna explode every time.
Okay.
I want to see a trailer.
Here's what's wrong with the movies.
Michael Bay.
Number one,
No.
Optimus Prime does not kill. Just like Batman, just like Superman.
All right, Joey. I
We
got
didn't ask the question. Let him finish,
That-
please.
Yeah, keep your hand down. Now,
We're not gonna let him finish.
at least not that as violently as he killed. Was it was Barricade, right? That he killed.
Bone Crusher.
Oh, Bone Crusher. Right? Yeah, that's
In
right.
the face.
Okay. Yeah, cutting the crap out of his head. He doesn't kill. That's one of the, it's always one of the in the cartoon. It's always one of any cartoon you watch. Growing up, Batman.
You
anything
were
like
not
that.
allowed to kill in American cartoons.
Wait, he killed Bone Crusher.
That's not the point.
No, in the first
It's the
movie.
same thing in the comics. Any comics you watch, they don't kill. Number two, Michael Bay made a big deal about mass shifting when he was making the
Does
movie.
everyone understand what mass shifting is?
Is that when they transform between the vehicles and then
They have to have the
No,
same
mass
mass.
is-
They can't get like.
It basically
That's
means
how you sound in the cartoon. Soundwave went from big robot to.
little tiny tape player.
You can't do that. You have to be the same size.
Big robot's a little tiny gun. It's the same. It's the same problem that
I thought Soundwave went up in space.
in
So
the
in the second movie, in the cartoon.
in the
he turns
cartoon.
like a boombox.
Yeah. He wanted to make it more realistic. He wanted to make it more realistic for the movies.
Yeah.
Giant robot.
Yeah, he wanted to make it more realistic for the movie, so he said no mass shifting. I'm going to make Optimus a bigger truck. I'm going to make, Soundwave's not going to turn into a little tape deck. He's going to be a satellite, which wasn't a bad idea. That one still keeps in the theme of Soundwave, but he made a big deal about no mass shifting. So there's no mass shifting until they decide, oh crap, there's this gigantic cube that's been locked up in the Hoover Dam forever. How are we going to transport this thing? Oh look, it's gigantic, and now it's little tiny thing. So, and if what should have weighed 1 billion pounds, packing that huge thing into this little tiny thing. So he violated his own rule. That's bad writing. So huge issue right there with things.
It's just a small argument, but maybe I'm thinking the reason why he did that, not only because of bad writing, but maybe it was the budget. Maybe he thought it would have been harder doing that with the special effects with a
He had a great budget. He could.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you make this. I mean, if you didn't make such a huge, gigantic deal about the mass shifting thing, maybe it wouldn't have been a big deal. But then he's like, oh no, we're gonna make this, this whole thing with the cube. It's, you can't violate your own rule in your own movie that you made such a huge deal out of. But you still.
The first one I love. And I will agree. This is Tom's one complaint. He says the one thing they should have added, and I agree with it, is Megatron should have a really big gun on his arm. I mean, come on, he turns into a flying jet. No, he didn't. And he could just shift it underneath and shift onto his arm. The whole.
At one point, he transforms his arm into a gun.
No, that was.
But it's not on his arm all.
It's like no, he's a gun.
Maybe he'll give
The second one they had too many robots.
Okay, all right. Your complaint about like random robots in background.
For newbies like me that's still trying to figure out who's who,
It's
there's
confusing.
there's so many freaking robots going by. I
Watch,
didn't even know who was
watch
really
any war sequence, especially in the first anime movie. How many times have you seen Starscream in the background painted different colors? There's just a billion of them back there, and it's like, who's that guy?
I know for the cartoon it's one thing, but for the movie where you're trying to bring
But you
in
have a
people-
war though. It's a war. They get blown up. Who cares what guy?
But even like
Decepticon in the background got shot up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the ones that they
Wikipedia.
brought in that they even like introduced that you're supposed to recognize. I didn't.
Who are we referring to?
I don't even remember their name anymore. It's
What, Joel? The 1 second he got on the screen?
I don't know.
Jetfire, which actually, some nice things to say about the second movie. They did do some research. There was a pretender in the episode. Jetfire was originally a Decepticon, went over to Autobot.
I see you. Give me one letter. Go ahead and finish it.
Sorry.
In the second movie, I heard there's a reference to a character that might be in the third during the Devastator scene on the newspaper. If you look carefully, you can see a Shockwave.
Yeah, Shockwave is in the second movie, or in the third movie. He's the main big bad in the third movie. Yeah, and He's going to be purple. He's going to be. They haven't shown what he's going to look like, but they've said he's going to be close to the original design.
That was the other thing. It shows a picture of him. Like, I'm wondering, why did they make him look like the old one, not like kind of updated to what they look like?
Why they didn't Bayify him?
Yeah.
They haven't released an official picture of what Shockwave's going to look like.
Yeah, but he's a little.
It's still early.
Devastator was a big.
Has anybody seen Rena?
I was just saying Devastator. I mean, when I first saw a picture of Devastator, I was like, okay, I can see how this could be made out of different construction apparatus. And then when I saw the trailer, I was like, he looks threatening. That's good. Then it lost me on the balls. I saw that and I was like, I think I've never done this during a movie, like, but I did in that. I just was like, and my fiance tried to argue that with me. He's like, well, what would they have done with the balls? If they had a record, what would they do with them? I'm like,
John actually
anything.
said that. Part of his hand.
He's just laughing it off.
So, has anybody actually seen like the footage they've seen that's been up online for the Chicago shoot that they're doing right now?
Yeah.
Now, actually, that's a question, and I know Tom was keeping his ear to the ground. Is there going to be filming in the area?
Oh, in the space.
Yeah,
We're still hearing rumors about that.
Yeah, I mean, Tom wants to see if he can be an extra.
Yeah, there's still rumors about that. They haven't confirmed anything, but yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, he better call us too.
Yeah, well, pretty much we're all going to be going down and just watch. But
well, no, they'll probably do a call for extras.
Stare at the giant ball and just point.
Does anybody know what?
Run away!
Okay, do you guys know who's going to? You guys know who's going to be in
giant
the?
robot. It's a stick.
Hello.
Okay, just you guys know who's going to be in the not going to be in the third movie that was in the second one. Autobot. That they just, he's not. It's not a huge deal, but I was hoping he would get more of a bigger role.
RC through
Not RC.
Well, Jess is dead. Of course, Jess is going to be.
It's a robot that can build a new one.
Jazz always stays dead.
Jazz survived the Transformers movie. No, the original 1986.
Yeah, but he didn't survive Michael Bay's movie. That's the one we're talking about.
Okay, they just.
Do you know?
No, it's not one of the big four.
For that little RC car.
Really?
No,
but you're close. Not Sideswipe.
That's why I wasn't even in there.
Wait, wasn't
Sideswipe was in the second movie, yeah.
Yeah, the opening sequence.
Wasn't this one that was sliced in half?
The blue one.
He's the one who did the slice.
Jolt.
Oh.
Jolt's not going to be in the third movie.
His first 2 seconds of the second one.
Just because he had such a cool design, like I actually really liked his design in the second one. And I was hoping they might give him a bigger role in the third one. He's not going to be there. Has anybody seen the footage for the new one that they are putting in?
The race car?
Which one?
The green one, I believe.
No, not
Race cars. They're going to be there. Yeah.
the Stunticons. Yeah, they're bringing the Stunticons into the third movie.
Does that mean we're all seeing aerial bots?
That's the rumor. So this time they're actually
still no Dinobots. So
still no Dinobots, but they are bringing in more combiners.
And Cosmos?
I doubt it.
I hope not.
I really doubt it.
I like flying saucers.
They are still stupid.
It doesn't.
If you're trying to hide, it's not
The spaceship even looks stupid. He looks like a top hat.
I like I like spaceship designs. I mean, Mark. Oh, I'm not wearing a shirt.
As you touch your breast.
No, I thought I was wearing a different. Come on, Lyn. I had a different shirt on this morning.
Space Croom, damn it. Always.
So yeah, the rumor is the third one. It's supposedly going to be a lot less silly. It's going to be more serious. Shockwave is the big bad guy. Carly's going to be the girl. It's supposed to, so it's.
From the rumor is that Michael Bay is listening to the complaints about the second one. We'll see, but.
Yes.
Well,
Quick question though, it's still going to be Sam Witwicky and the Chimera most
Yes.
more, right?
Yes.
Getting more
They're
back
back.
to the first movie and
well, the first movie, the entire time they were filming it and making the first movie, Steven Spielberg was leaning over Michael Bay and he's like, listen, this story is about one basic thing. Michael Bay's like, blowing stuff up. Steven Spielberg's like, no. Steven Spielberg, thank you, said it's about a boy and his first car. And that's what it was about.
I was turning 16 when that movie came out.
Yeah,
Did you have a car?
But the thing is, in the second film, Steven Spielberg wasn't there whispering
not a transforming
over
Camaro.
Michael Bay's ear, and that's why you got the second movie.
Wait, he didn't executive produce.
He wasn't whispering over.
He did, but he wasn't on set as much.
Yeah, he wasn't having his hand in it as much. Therefore, the
You guys next
film
panel?
was.
Okay, we're clear now.
All right,
Thanks, guys. Sorry there was such a long delay because somebody stole our tech.
Oh, by the way, Princess Aurora, because it's just cool that you're here in the Transforming Guild.
No, give some to him. He asked a ton of questions.
Give him some. Yeah, he's cool.
Sorry, guys.
Guess what? Beast Wars rock.
You're still wrong.
Thank you. Thank you.
Short songs.